Hi, my name is Bimal. I am an entrepreneur, product leader in health tech and AI. I build startups and create things. And I believe that to be a creator, you need to be a consumer first. And since the ChatGPT came out last year, I've been consuming it to enhance my productivity and also creativity. Today, I like to quickly walk through three things. Number one is how to use GPT, how to create one, and maybe we can talk about what are the different use cases. The reason why I'm creating this is a few weeks ago, I posted a LinkedIn post saying, hey, I have created several GPTs and GPT Store has been launched. If anyone wants to learn how to create GPT, please reach out to me. After that, a bunch of folks reach out to me, and then I have been giving demos about it. Since then, I thought, okay, it's consuming a lot of my time in my calendar. So I thought, let me just create this a demo for how to use, build, and different use cases for it. So let's go through this, shall we? First of all, let me share my screen. So this is it. Now, if you are a paid subscriber, which I have been for a long time, what you can see the screen here is you can see something like Explore GPT. And, and then below you can add teams and so on. So I'm already at the Explore GPT. And as you can see, and on the day of the GPT Store launch, there were around 3 million GPTs. Therefore, it's going to be extremely difficult for the discovery process. And I hope OpenAI is going to figure that out. Now, for now, let's just focus on three things that we talk about. One, use one GPT, which is already there. For example, let's use a logo creator, right? So we can write a quick, I have a business that sells, let's say, digital art. Give me a name for it. Give me a logo for it. Its name is digital art. And let me remind you, in order to access this, what we want is we we need to have is the subscription. So let's say we want to use Vibrant. So we really want simple. So let's say for I really want, let's say yellow and green. This to B. While we wait. So yeah, so it creates different version of it. Simple one is good to start with. And this is how we can start using GPT, which is an, let's say GPT as an agent. Let's go back to our Explore GPT. Similarly, there are so many GPTs. For example, you can use for data analysis, you can use for writing coach, you can use for in a coloring book, which I have used this in the past to create coloring books too. And second is and many of these that we can use. So to make this short, what I really want to jump into is, let me show the GPTs that I have created. And GPT is what I've created. And when you create GPT, you can create for yourself and with people who have the links to a GPT and for publicly accessible one. So these are the GPTs that I have created. And if you check my LinkedIn profile, what I've mentioned is right now I'm exploring GI platform with a conversational UX. And to that, I use this GPT for prototyping. And one of those things what I have created is, let's say, a GI Care Copilot, a gut health guru newsletter, and uh, have been also interviewing for PM, for new role, product management. So therefore, I create those agents myself and use it. The reason why I use it is every time, when you write a prompt, uh, it for every prompt you want to write act like something XYZ and what is format and so on. What GPT helps is I can give how to instructions in such a way that I don't need to prefix those act like this is the format I want, this is the length I want. I don't have to all of those things. Therefore, that makes it super fast and enhance my productivity. Now let's go through one of the uh, guides I have created. For example, I talk about productivity. So I have created this called Gut Health Guru. What it does is, as I run a newsletter called Gut Fair. So to raise awareness about gut microbiome, GI care, and gut health. So I have created around 102 posts or 105 posts. So before ChatGPT came out, it used to take me about, let's say, 20 to 25 hours to create one post, and I used to do one weekly. After it came out, I started using ChatGPT 4, and ChatGPT 4 actually enhanced my productivity so much. Now I could get down to 20-hour work to 2-hour work about like researching, content writing, and editing, and so on. Now, after the launch of GPT, it has also enhanced my productivity. Let me show you what I have done. Let's get back to GPT. So my GPT. So let's get back to this. Edit GPT, which I have created. So here what I've done is what it does. So it's what the description is to create news layer for general health gut microbiome, and I give conversation starters. We'll create one from scratch later on. Before that, let me give this overview. And one thing which I want to show is this post.csv. I downloaded all the posts I have given in the past, about 100 of them, and I uploaded this. Now, what it does is it creates the content for my newsletter in my style, the way I like write it, in the format that I do it, the length I do it, and that again enhance my productivity. From productivity, now I can create a newsletter within 30 minutes to an hour. So previously from 2 hour, 20-hour plus to an hour is about like 20x faster. Not only that, now it starts giving me different types of content ideas. Now the feedback loop from idea to execution is a lot faster. So I could create that flywheel way faster. So that's the reason why I'm really excited about GPT, is because it can enhance my both productivity and creativity, and the lead time to convert my idea to execution and publishing has become extremely fast. So as I said, again, if I make any changes, I could go and publish this for everyone, only me and see for let's say I haven't done anything, so I don't need to go and save here. So just to remind you, what we have done so far is we have learned to use the GPT. We have seen how I have created a GPT to create newsletters that enhance both my productivity and creativity. Now, finally, let's go and create a brand new GPT. So for brand new GPT, it has two options. What it can do is it can actually go and type in here, configure it, or we can do it much more configuration style. Let's say what we want to make. Let's say what we want to make is something like, uh, let's create a GPT for constipation guide. Constipation. Let me get the operational plug another thing as well. So I have written something called Living Constipation Free book, Amazon. Yeah, this book. Now let's say I want to create a GPT which does Q&A based on my book. So I create that one here. We did go. Okay. Let's say, uh, sure, that works. Let's just say for now that our logo is also fine. Then it's all good. We can definitely go and change later. I want you to answer based on my book about how to live constipation free, make it friendly, and simplify complex jargon. Okay. So what we want to do is we want to prioritize natural remedies, and let's avoid discussing medical treatments. It should clarify. Ask for clarification. Let's do this. See, it's super easy to make the GPT because it's making conversational, and anyone who doesn't understand what it happens under the hood can is able to create one. I say this again, it's no code tool on steroids. Let's do friendly. All right, I think we're ready to test. Let's say, Now, as I said before, what we could do is, and let's get to a configuration part a bit. So here, what I really want to say is everything that we have given name, logo, description, right? And our instructions have come here, conversation starts have come here. What we really could do is, again, as I said before, I could really upload my book. So I'll find my book later on. So what I'll do later on is update this by my book. And one more thing, and then complete this so that all the answers comes up from my book. And again, what I could do is, see, I just said earlier, what it also has some accents, right? For example, what users, we want to save users information or the information or connect with our app and all other external sources that we can have, we can actually use the API here. So I will not show that part right now because I'm still exploring that, and maybe I'll create a few video in the future. Now, what this really means, again, quick recap. One, learn how to use the GPT. Second, how to, I showed you how I created one using and showed you how enhance my productivity and creativity. Third, we are creating this from scratch. And now let's save this thing. And let's say this is lifestyle, okay? Let's confirm everyone. The GPT isn't ready for public sharing yet. Usually it's a quick fix, right? The reason why I have been recently getting this, and one of my GPTs were also revoked from the public sharing was because I think it's trying to be very responsible and be safe by not allowing people to create this, health and that kind of category. So we can always do it allowing that. So for now we can publish it only me, but let's get dangerous and say let's appeal what happens. I've never done this. Provide the reason for why you believe this isn't boiled out right, because okay, so let's see what happens. I'll keep you posted after what happens to this. For now, let's just during your project you can continue as a privacy, but won't be able to update. Okay, got it. Let's refresh this. Cancel appeal. So see some of the user experience now. Now I want to save this for myself, but I cannot cancel it. All right, like these are again few user experience things. I think the OpenAI will figure that out. So I don't want to cancel it right now. All right. So, and why this is important. And I know many of you will feel that this is just toy, because this is not, this is not ready for prime time consumption for my work, my offices, and so on. But again, here is what I feel like. To be a creator, we need to be a consumer first. And to be a consumer, we really have to be innovative consumer, which comes out in the early on. And mind you this, every new platform looks like a toy in the beginning. And after some time, the toy converts into a tool, which becomes part of a workflow. And after some time, that tool changes our workflow. And it's certainly changing my workflow about, as I said earlier, my workflow about how to create newsletters is completely changed from starting from scratch. Now I don't have to do that. And the productivity is completely different. Brainstorming has been different. And this tool has become the word I'm looking for is, I won't say I will not be able to do any of those things without this tool, but actually it has become indispensable in my productivity and creativity. The word is indispensable. But that's what I'm here at. And second, and finally, before I get into is, I also want to talk about different use cases of it. Use cases. Let me get back to showing this different. So different use cases, as I said, right? It can be done for everything. Now, especially in the enterprise setting, right? When this is you can use for this team space, what can be done is, for example, I create a GPT for myself, which automate a bunch of stuff for me. I can share that with my colleague. And then it can, as I said, like if any of the tasks, repeatable tasks that I need to do, if I can get GPT to do it, for example, code review is one of them. For example, document review is another, right? And third is, okay, I need to synthesize or create the enterprise level FAQs, and I can create that. And understand this, before this was available, it's extremely hard to create all of those. Now it has democratized it. And I know many of you have questions is that, again, I'm not OpenAI salesperson here, but what they are doing really smart is when you add the enterprise version of it, what they have said is that the data as a user will you upload it will not be used for training their foundational model. As all of you are aware that they are iterating on their foundational model as well. And I think they will be creating ChatGPT 4.5 or 5 version and releasing it. And what it will not do is, as it has said, that OpenAI has said, it will not use the enterprise data to train the models, and it will be stored in separate places. So maybe I'll have double click on that in later videos. But for now, so for ChatGPT Enterprise use will be very exciting because you can create GPTs and automate away many of these things. And coming back to this, as I said, this still is at the toy early tool kind of stages. It still is like butcher's knife, not the surgeon's skull. It's not yet precise, but at the rate of iteration is happening, I feel like it's going to be very precise. And one more thing, what I want to say is, even if you do not have, premium version of ChatGPT, to use GPT-4, what I recently discovered is Bing.com has everything in Bing.com is Copilot. Chat is on ChatGPT-4. So if you want to use ChatGPT-4 for free on unlimited version of it, you could go to Bing. But still I use ChatGPT is that some of the output format and the length it gives, ChatGPT is still better than the Bing. But again, for different conversational style, Bing is suitable for a short ones and the unlimited versions of it. Especially as of now, I'm starting to use Bing, the free image to text version of it a lot. And one more thing in comparison to Bard is still playing a catch up. I think ChatGPT-4 is extremely powerful, is what I've experienced so far. And for example, in Bard, I cannot do text to image as of now, but in Bing I can do it. And even the voice to text is much more accurate in the ChatGPT and Bing 4. That has been my experience. So in general, this is going to be a very powerful tool for all of us. And as creators, we must be innovative consumers to use it. And then right, and how this is made, maybe perhaps will give us curiosity that, okay, how this is made right now. So before I go, I'll just quickly summarize. Obviously, this is based on the, let's say, large language model is based on the 4 steps, right? One step is, of course, the training, which is based on deep learning, and attention is all you need has done this has made this available. Eventually what's happening is it's predicting the next word, right? That's the foundation one. And on top of that, yeah, it has done supervised learning, which is accurate, which is not. And on top of that, what it has done is the RHLF reinforcement learning through human feedback. And on top of that, it has added its own ethical backgrounds, its uh, own tweakings. So that has made this available in the conversational format. But as you know, like at the core of it is a next word predictor and is built based on the deep learning model. So that's how it's done, and we can unpack that of how the technical is part of it. And for me, when I started using ChatGPT, it got me really curious about how it's made under the hood. And as an AI person, as an engineer, I could quickly go and learn how to do that. And again, when I know consume first, it made me curious, and made me curious. I learned about how large language models are made, and when I learned about how large language models, then it gives me window or approach into different types of large language models which I can use. And that's where I can go in Hugging Face and say, okay, whether it's Llama 2 or Llama 3, or whether it's Gemini, or whether it's other open source ones, whichever ones is suitable for you, the enterprises can actually go and incorporate that. That's where I will end this. I hope I was able to give you a brief overview of how OpenAI GPT works and how to navigate GPT Store. Hopefully you will try that, and hopefully you're interested to create your own GPTs, and that will also make you more curious to learn how large language models are made and explore different kinds of large language models that's available in the market. Thank you so much for going through this with me, and I hope this is useful. I know this has been a little bit of not so polished one. And the reason why I did that was this is how we talk about when we give overviews and presentations, and I'm doing for the first time this one. So pardon me if there was a lot of pauses, and on so on. I promise you next time onwards it's going to be better. Thank you so much. Have a nice day, a night.